Welcome to series Raji's Cuisine. Today we are going to make tomato stuffed with potato korma. This is one of the vegetarian menu items on Raji's menu, and she was very nostalgic when she was making this dish, especially because it was first done by her chef, her home cooked chef, Mrs. Iyer. She made these tomato stuffed with potato kurma as an appetizer for one of their diplomatic dinners that they had at home, and it was too big to be eaten, but she made them very tiny so that in the small tomatoes that people could eat, but it was a mouthful. So what they thought was it would be a perfect one to sit and eat, like, because you would need to have a tabletop to eat something like that. It was interesting how she writes about Mrs. Iyer. That's where she got inspired to do more of cooking. And today we will see the ingredients needed for tomato stuffed potato korma, which is potato korma which we normally do in every household, but stuffing it into tomato and then serving it is something new, and I haven't tried this before. Let's look at the ingredients needed for tomato stuffed potato korma. Here are our ingredients for tomatoes stuffed with potato korma. 2 tomatoes nicely cut at 2 centimeters up, if you see this, and I've already removed all the meat and seeds out of it, and cut them nicely and turn them around so everything that water is there would come out of it. I'm doing just for 2 people, so it's 2 tomatoes, 2 small potatoes, 1/4 to 1/4 nicely chopped onions, 3 tablespoons of peanut oil, half and half, 2 tablespoons, salt to taste, some water for the korma, like 1/4 cup, 3 spoons of Parmesan cheese, 3 spoons of breadcrumbs, black cumin and cinnamon. Cinnamon is half an inch stick, black cumin is 1/4 teaspoon, cumin is 1/4 teaspoon, and red cayenne pepper around half a spoon, nicely chopped. We're going to take a small frying pan, and fry this the cumin, black cumin, and little bit of cinnamon that we have taken. We are going to just saute it so that it gets slightly roasted, and we will get the aroma of the spices out of it. So we will let it roast for a couple of minutes on medium heat so that we can dry fry them. Get the nice smell of cinnamon coming out. We are going to put this in the spice grinder and make a small dry powder of this so that we can add it to our korma. Now we are going to make the potato korma. I'm going to add the peanut oil and let it warm a little bit. While this is happening, before I started the oven and kept it at 350 degrees, so it is preheating, so we can, as soon as this is done, we'll stuff the tomatoes and put it in the oven. So once the oil heats up, I'm going to add onions, potatoes, and that cayenne pepper. I've added onions and we're going to saute it for 3 minutes. So this gets lightly roasted. We're going to add potatoes. Cayenne pepper and the dry roast masala, the cumin, cinnamon and black tea. This is lightly roasted. Now add the half and half. And salt. Take salt to taste and then add little salt and taste it a little and mix it. So we're going to let it cook for 5 minutes. So the potato is not completely dried. You don't want it to be fully dried. You can add a little water. Reduce the temperature and let it cook. And add little water to make sure the potatoes are not dry. Potatoes are almost getting slightly cooked. And let this water dry up a little bit. Amazing smell is coming out of this cinnamon. We are almost done. And the potatoes are medium cooked. Now we are going to spoon this into the tomatoes and put it in the oven for 20 minutes. I have stuffed the tomatoes with it. I'm adding breadcrumbs on top of this. Nicely coated so that they get crusted up all of the area. Similarly the other part. So put these tomatoes in a deep steep dish so it can cook properly and bake properly basically. Coat it a little bit more so you get that nice crust. And on top of that, we're going to add the Parmesan cheese. And then we're going to cover this up. You don't need to actually fully take it out, but you can actually do a small slit and then leave the tomato tops. So I've slightly breaded it and put some cheese and covered up with the top part of the tomato. Now this goes into the oven which is preheated at 350 degrees for 20 minutes until the tomato is nice and soft. I've set the oven timer at 20 minutes and I'm letting it run for 20 minutes. The tomato stuffed with potato korma is ready to be served.